Welcome to another CGC Quick Talk, Overcoming Overthinking. Objective: to familiarize what overthinking means and how to manage it healthily. When faced with a major decision, like choosing a university, switching careers, major purchase, getting into a relationship, or breaking up with someone, you probably think long and hard about possible outcomes. But sometimes, you might find you are turning almost every thought over and over in your mind. You may be dwelling on even the tiny choices and wondering about what ifs. So much that you become frozen with inaction. Expert calls this overthinking. But chronic overthinking can start to interrupt your sleep, work, relationship health, and other aspects of your everyday life. Think you may be an overthinker? Here's what you should know. What does it mean to overthink? Overthinking, also referred to as rumination, is when you repeatedly dwell on the same thought or situation over and over to the point it gets in the way of your life. Overthinking usually falls into two categories: ruminating about the past or worrying about the future. Overthinking is unproductive, says Jessica Foley, a licensed psychotherapist in Waltham, Massachusetts. An example might be spending hours ruminating on a decision and perhaps missing a deadline or losing sleep. Not all overthinking is bad, Foley says, but it becomes unhealthy when it prevents you from taking action or interferes with your daily life and well-being. Overthinking is a way of trying to control situation and feel more confident about what to do next, says Sanam Hafiz, a neuropsychologist in New York University. When you're overthinking, the brain switches to analysis mode. It begins to cycle through possible scenarios and attempts to predict what will happen to reduce your anxiety. Perfectionists and overachievers have tendency to overthink because the fear of failing and the need to be perfect takes over, which leads to replaying and criticizing decisions and mistakes, says Hafiz. Overthinking is not a recognized mental disorder all by itself. However, research has found it's often associated with other mental health conditions, including depression, anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. According to Michelle 2013 et al., found a two-way relationship between overthinking and other mental health issues. High level of stress, anxiety, and depression can contribute to overthinking, while overthinking may be associated with increased stress, anxiety, and depression. Following a traumatic event, it is also common to be hypervigilant, being on high alert for danger at all times. Some people experience hypervigilance as overthinking about potential signs of trouble. Our brain can become stuck in an upregulated fight-flight-freeze mode and continue scanning for threats or even perceived threats, Foley says. Here are some ways to overcome overthinking. Keep track of triggers and patterns. A little mindfulness and attention can go a long way towards getting a grip on overthinking. Keep a journal and write down specific moments that cause you to overthink or worry. After a while, you'll begin to notice patterns and recognize overthinking triggers before they happen. This will help you develop a coping strategy for situations you know will lead to overthinking. Challenge your thoughts. You don't have to believe everything your mind thinks. An effective way to squash overthinking is to challenge worries and rumination and view them objectively. Try to look at the evidence of the situation to see if a thought is logical, reasonable, or helpful, Hafiz says. If your overthinking thoughts aren't useful, calling them out can make them easier to manage. Get a little help from your friends. Get some perspective on an issue by asking a trusted friend to weigh in with their thoughts and nudge you when you seem stuck in your head. Choose a friend who already knows how to manage overthinking. Research made by Carlucci et al. 2018 has found co-rumination or excessively discussing and rehashing problems among friends can actually make anxiety worse. Move your body. Plenty of research demonstrate exercise may improve depression, anxiety, and other mental health disorders. Exercise may help with chronic overthinking too. Physical movement might also help shift your nervous system out of fight-flight-freeze mode. This may help calm any trauma-related rumination you're experiencing. Seek help from a professional. If overthinking seems to be taking over more than you'd like, it might be good to see a mental health professional or speak with your primary care doctor about it. Remember, overthinking is a pattern in which your thoughts and worries circle in an endless loop. Instead of preparing you for the next step, Overthinking usually leads to inaction because you're overwhelmed by fear. Overthinking can be or may be an early indicator or symptom of mental health condition. To stop overthinking, you can try challenging your thoughts, reaching out for support from loved ones, or finding a mental health care professional for extra help. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new today.